All right, so let's look at an example. Here we have a number line, we'll say, and I've just kind of filled the numbers in randomly, and I've placed this red runner at the -4 tick mark. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of observe the motions that this runner takes, and we'll try and differentiate between their total distance and total displacement. So the first thing that runner does is run from the -4 mark to the +1 mark. From that point, they then run backwards to the -2 mark. From that point, they run all the way forward to the +7 mark. Then they run back to the +3 mark. And the question we want to know is, what total distance did this runner experience, and what total displacement did they experience? You can do this several ways. I personally like to go ahead and just figure out what each individual step was. So I like to realize that the first step was a +5 meters. I guess we'll call it meters, +5 meters. Then they went back -3, the minus being important because they're going backwards. Then they went forward 9 and then back 4. So if we just fill all that out, we see that they had a +5, backwards 3, forward 9, backwards 4. Now, distance is a scalar quantity. You don't need a direction, so I can ignore all those positives and negatives. All I have to do is simply add up those values, because the direction, the positive, negative, doesn't have any bearing whatsoever. So if I just add up the 5, the 3, the 9, and the 4, we realize that this person ran a total distance of 21 meters. Displacement, however, because moving forward and backwards does affect how far you are from your start point, which is what the measurement of displacement is, we have two different ways we can go about this, and I'll show you both. The first one would quite simply be to add those same 4 numbers up, but now you must account for your positives and your negatives. So the case on top would be the +5 minus the 3 plus the 9 minus the 4, and I get a total of +7. So we could say that this runner finished 7 meters in front, positive, in front of where they started. Displacement, if you remember, is also just the straight line distance. I should stop saying that. Straight line measurement from where the object started to where it ended. So I can also just subtract the initial starting point from the final starting point. So the object ended up at the +3 mark, and it began at the -4 mark. So if I do the final position minus the initial position, which is just the difference between those start and end points, you'll find here that you also get +7 meters. Whichever way or method you'd prefer is fine by me, just as long as you arrive at the correct displacements.